the FBI come knocking on my door at midnight, night before last, asked me if I made anybody mad recently, and I said, well, I'm in the used car business. I can make a lot of people mad recently. And then the FBI person said, well, what about in the past? And as soon as they said the past, I said, ex-wife. And they go, you got it right, you got it right. It was your ex-wife. And then they told me that my ex-wife was in custody for a murder for hire plot to get me whacked.
When they told you all the details of this plot, I mean, tell me what's going through your head.
The part that insulted me the most is the fact she was going to pay the hitman so little money, and she wouldn't outsource it. She did work with somebody here in Kansas City. Evidently, they liked me more than they did her, so they flipped on her. And she should have took somebody from out of town, Chicago or New York, and she should have paid them at least 10 grand. $2,000 is not enough to get that kind of work done right. So you said you get what you pay for.
Oh, gotta love it right here in Kansas City. And our thanks to Laura. If you'd like to see it for yourself, it is available on my Facebook page. That is at Real Sean Quinn. Now, there's a lesson to be learned in there, and it's not what he gave at the end. At the end, he said the lesson was that you get what you pay for. Mm-hmm. No, I think the real lesson is that know your worth. Know your worth. And he knows that he's worth more than $2,000 to get whacked.
At least 10.
Apparently, his angry ex did not understand that was actually the case. So, again, the video available at Real Sean Quinn. There are 3 things you need to know about today. Speaking of knowing your own worth.
Let's find out. 1.
Apparently, Louie CK called Roseanne Barr after her show was canceled. I guess there are very few people who can relate to losing a lifetime of work in one day.
So Louie CK, who we were big fans, and I have a hard time with comics, and a lot of comics do, where you try to separate the comedy from the creepy, right? And there's a lot of comics over the past few years that some of the creepy has come out about them, including people like Bill Cosby and Louie CK last year. Now, Bill Cosby accused and found guilty of attacking women.
Yes.
Louie CK, on the other hand, took matters into his own hands, if you will. Simply wanted an audience for his performance and asked ladies to come over, and I don't know if he asked for critique or anything, but so yes, that caused him to lose his show. Now Roseanne was on her, I don't know, 2nd, 3rd, 4th try with Hollywood. I don't know how long. Her show was originally canceled because of her outrage towards a member of the Obama White House.
Yes.
Now, they then reinstated the show, but decided to fire Roseanne. The rest of the cast continues now on the Connors coming up in the new fall season. So Louie CK is what you're saying is that he called her because both of them are basically in the same boat where they lose a lot of their clout in Hollywood after offending people by their actions outside of the show.
He called to offer her a few words. He'd been through it.
I assume Roseanne has some sort of old 80s phone.
Hello?
Hi, Roseanne. It's me, Louie CK.
How are you doing?
This is weird, Roseanne. Something wrong with your voice? I know you really don't sound like Roseanne. I don't really sound like Louie CK, but that's not the point here. The point is, both of us have kind of lost our clout in Hollywood because, I offended people by my actions. You offended people with your actions, and I understand now you're out in Hawaii and you have a macadamia nut farm. Is that the case? Well, you know what? It's funny because I kind of lost some of my fame by busting a nut myself, and I'm wondering if you might be looking for a little help on the farm, if you will. I can really help the macadamias, of course. I can just bust a nut anywhere you're looking, and in fact, if you'd like to watch me do it, I more than encourage you. You think maybe I could have a job?
No.
All right, moving on.
Paul McCartney has a newly released album.
Yes, I know. I say "oh God" because we come off the Louie CK. Yes, the Paul McCartney. The new album.
Yes. Well, the album is called Egypt Station, but he's doing a lot of press, of course, because the new album's coming out in the tour.
Sure.
And in a recent GQ profile, he openly discussed the sexcapades of the Beatles.
I read this article, and I will say it's not just the Beatles that he discusses. Now, apparently, before there had been in his biography before, didn't he talk about him and Lennon having some fun together, if they will?
He did. In his 1997 biography called Many Years From Now, he wrote about these mutual sessions with John Lennon and even with some other dudes.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is that it wasn't just Lennon. Now, in these new interviews, he says that a few of the lads got together, if you will, and like you said, sessions with other guys in the room.
He said instead of just getting roaring drunk and partying, I don't even know if we were staying over or anything. We just all were in these chairs.
Hold up. Look,
The lights were out.
I have a lot of friends. Some I've known for 40 years, okay? None of my friends are close enough to do that together. I would say I could count my close friends on one hand. Lennon and McCartney counted their close friends' hands. Here's the thing. They always said the spelling of the Beatles, Beatles, was always about the drum beat. But now that takes on a whole new meaning, Beatles. And the songs come together. I want to hold your hand. No, please wash that hand, John and or Paul. Please wash it. Please me. Norwegian Wood even takes on a different meaning.
Of course.
And then there's the songs that maybe if you change the words, what about We Can Jerk It Out?
Wow.
Hey Dudes instead of Hey Jude. And my personal favorite, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band. And finally.
Oh, please.
A brand new study has been commissioned testing a theory that small doses of LSD will help increase your creativity, productivity, and even make you more focused at work.
In my college years, yes, I had experimented, and I can honestly say that is something that I do not do anymore. Where were these people when we were in college? They could have helped me with my papers and say, no, dude, this is actually helping you. But as far as work anymore, nothing is going to make you more productive at work than looking out your window, thinking that you're seeing some sort of talking orange 5 stories in the air and the floor is lava. Trust me, you will stay on the phone and make phone calls. I guarantee that. And on that note, we are going to get out of here. That does it for today. What's coming up for tomorrow, Stacey?
North Carolina, if you think Florence is scary, there's something happening in the Tar Heel State. When you saw the story, I saw you clutch your pearls.
Yeah, you know what? It's not very often that I do clutch my pearls, and I stood there in fear for the entire length of the story, just my mouth dropped open. We'll get into that tomorrow. We are thinking about all you guys on the coast. Be sure and subscribe to that podcast I like, and also check out the other podcast, My Daily Beer. We'll be back and do it again tomorrow. You know we love you.